right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to the show here, StarLadder Series 14. We're moving on to Map 3 here in North American action between SKDC with a very, very close overpass, a dominant Mirage, and going over into Inferno, which is a map they're pretty good at. So, I don't know, what do you make of Noble's chances here?
I mean, after what we saw that last game, I mean, they really have to make a big recovery. I'm not sure like what this map is for them as far as like how well they play on it. Again, we don't see them play a whole lot since they're kind of at the semi-pro level, and you know, they with that they don't play like in a lot of tournaments that do band pick. Like a lot of it's just like map of the week type stuff, so you don't really get to see like how they like to move in certain directions with certain maps and whatnot. So I'm not really sure what I expect. And again, SKDC, I only had FGB and inVert on the team for a short time, so I'm not sure how much practice they've really had on this map either. So kind of a toss-up for me, but based on like the form of these two teams as far as how their players have been playing, it seems like Noble's struggled a bit more, right?
Yeah, I mean, even on Overpass... Wait, make your point one more time? I want to make sure I didn't get that backwards.
I was just saying, like, player form-wise, it seems like Noble has struggled more. Like, they're,
okay.
You know, they got dominated last map. Shots has had it all series, pretty much the entire series. Meanwhile, it seems like SKDC has gotten a bit more out of their full lineup.
Yeah, certainly. The win was very, very close on Overpass, but that seemed like it was very top-heavy in terms of who was doing the work, right? Flom and Roa and even rob-wiz were doing a lot of lifting to get through that one, whereas throughout the whole game, SKDC was pretty bunched up in terms of the kills. FGB stood out a little bit more than the others on Overpass. Then you got over to Mirage, and it was no contest. Ellis, I mean, definitely had his tri-hat, his tri-pants, everything on. Ellis was going off the charts in the early rounds, and everyone did their part. But now over to Inferno, looks like the knife round starting up here pretty soon, which... Of the maps we've seen, I mean, it's going to be the most important knife round that they've had yet.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was actually just looking at it. SKDC hasn't played this map yet with this 5, period. And even with their old lineups, they haven't played this map in like a couple of months. So it's certainly a situation where it's really hard to read because we just haven't seen them play this map a whole lot. Especially, I mean, with this 5, not at all.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not too familiar with Noble. All their play on this map has mostly been at like a semi-pro level, playing against like not pro-level teams. So it's hard to pull anything from that data.
It is still Inferno, though, which has kind of become, it almost like, I would say it even did kind of knock Dust 2 off of like the PUG map, the map of CSGO for a while, if you go back a couple months.
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
I'm just saying, I mean, everyone, it's not like people are going to be fish without water, chickens
Yeah,
without their heads. Like, it's Inferno.
You certainly can get crushed, though, on this map, because this is probably the most CT-sided map in the rotation, so if you don't have good coordination on the terrorist side, you could just get buried pretty quick.
I'm also curious how the opping is going to go down, because on both Overpass and Mirage, we saw a lot of sniper duels actually happen between inVert and Flom, but most teams won't op on T-side of Inferno, at least it's not very common.
That's true.
And it's a hard map, even if you are losing to get ops, because it's not like Train, which is a CT-sided map, but with just like 2 smokes, you can easily plant outer or plant inner. You probably lose the round, but you're getting more money on your losing T side, so you can get out ops. Inferno is like the complete opposite, right? Very CT-sided and very hard to get into sites. So you won't have any free money, spare change laying around. And we're into that important knife round right now. It looks like inVert and crew doing a little bit better. Nope.
Dude, rob-wiz
just killed everybody.
Big, yeah. They will get to get that CT side first. I'm sure that is what they would choose. I don't think you'll see any anybody claiming we want T side first.
Where's it at?
We wanted T side first anyway.
Please type it again.
That'd be great.
Nobody wants.
Nobody
wants T side first on.
I would certainly have to call BS this time around.
Yeah, I mean, after what we saw, we definitely can't call BS on the first one either, and it looks like we're ready to go in just about 5 seconds. You got a scoreline prediction for this? I know you talked about how little data there is to really make a educated decision, but you got to throw it out. I'm going SKDC 16-10.
I have no idea. I'll just...
SKDC got the momentum.
I'll go SKDC 16. I'll take the under. I'll take 9, 16.
You're going 9, all right.
I'll take everything below 10, so I win if that happens. You get anything 10 or above.
You're trying to deny me the Price is Right rules right now.
Yep.
You're a bastard.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 4 armors for Noble, kit onto rob-wiz. It's actually a little different now. The first 2 maps, I think it was Flom that was picking up the kit, so I wonder what they have in mind here on Inferno. Let's only pump up that game volume a little bit more for you guys as we get into it. And Smoke on Ocean, 4 Kevlars for the rest, and Tech 9 on Hades. So Ocean went for the, he actually bought the Tech 9 and the Smoke and made Hades into the raid boss.
They're going to go late B, but Flom's pushed up the logs, and emong there to kind of do a crossfire from Car, and he will make this work out really well. Flom with 2 kills, emong with 1, and he's able to back off as well and reset, and the rotate will come in as well. So yeah, SKDC are pretty much stuck in a tough spot in this round now.
Yep. And this is a good way to start off your CT side, which seems like a very obvious thing to say, but on Inferno it's important. I mean, the map's really only CT-sided if you've got the money to get out, you know, all those smokes that you will need to get the rifles, to get some ops.
Yep. Well, and that's just tough for SKDC, right? Like, you're trying to play a late B hit with no information because no one even checked to see if there was a B push from Noble. And so Flom gets the logs without being detected, and they set up a crossfire with emong at Car, and they deliver on that. They get the 3 opening kills. At that point, you're done. And there's really not much you can do.
All right, well, let's see. Did they? Okay, yeah, no bomb plant on the first round. So they do just go for the force buy here. That nade! Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And it looks like Flom hit a bind. And rob-wiz is in the ground. That was weird. GoTV's. You can't be in a GoTV for this long without experiencing some weird stuff. And wow, what a nade. I don't even think there was an audio cue. He just happened to toss that nade down the stairs, and it all went downhill real quick for SKDC.
Indeed, I mean, they got the kill on him, though. They get out of the apartments, but you had a player in pit with the FAMAS, and he's able to find a couple, and that's pretty much it. So, Noble shutting down the first 2 rounds with ease, not really losing too many players. Getting that money together. We did have a pause coming in, not sure what it's for. It's some type of technical issue or a player...
Works out for me. I'm reconnecting to the server right now, so hopefully we can get rob-wiz back from the GoTV's perspective, because you weren't able to switch to him or see anything about him, and there he goes. He's alive. And we're unpaused. Look at that. One more eco here for SKDC, but it would still behoove them to cause some damage to Team Noble's economy. So we've got Flom and emong over in B. At A, we've got rob-wiz, Roa, and Shots. And the smokes start trickling in. That one actually came from A, though. And emong just playing so close to it. They had to know that was a risk, but they try for it. Just wanted to get through quick, maybe find a kill and get a bomb plant. And they will get that bomb plant for themselves, so extra money coming in. Unless, that Roa, that nade would have done it! It would have done it!
Oh, man.
But it gets caught on the AC unit.
Oh, man.
And inVert better count his blessings. He'll have something to be thankful for on Thanksgiving.
Wow, that was that nade, man. What can you say? That nade would have been a big factor there. That would have prevented the money. But yeah, SKDC get the plant. They get the money. It's off that big B hit. I mean, it's pushing through a smoke, which is usually suicide on this map, but somehow they break through with inVert, and they get a little bit extra cash in their pockets because of it. And now we're into the opening gun round. Noble will just keep on a couple of FAMASs, not upgrade all the way, no need to. Save up some money for later. They won't have that op on Flom just yet. And inVert picks up an op right off the bat and finds Flom playing an aggressive push into the window room. So that is a nice opening pick here for SKDC.
So that answers my question about will they op on T side. First opportunity, inVert takes it out, kills Flom, sniper duel 1, SKDC.
Opportunity, I see what you did there.
That doesn't even count though. Everyone does it because it's really hard not to.
Yeah, it really is.
It's actually possible. That's still a big pick. And even team... And it's so crazy, right? inVert would not even have this op if the bomb didn't go down. And that nade...
Yeah, I'm sure Flom did not expect to have to deal with an op there.
Is that the nade that... If SKDC just, you know, drops the hammer from this point on, that was the nade that decided the game.
Okay, man. We'll see.
It's the butterfly
Kinda
flag
early.
dust.
Yeah, we do see a nice execute coming in for
Fire
SKDC.
everywhere.
Yeah, they didn't actually flush Emong out, though. He still played the second Orange's position. He's just holding his ground. Steps out now, though, and just meets 4 players, all looking his direction. This has been a pretty clean hit for SKDC. Hazen pushing out and finding a frag. They don't
Team
lose
Ace.
a single member on this
Come on,
execute.
Ocean.
That is great news.
Ocean's not going to get this kill. And there goes the flawless round. Hades will fall. They know where Shots is, though. He's trying to retreat. FGB is going to chase. I like the idea of the flash shots, though. Got into another cheeky spot here. Takes down FGB. Making him pay for it, but they know. I mean, it's CT signed Inferno. You want to get these guns, get that armor. Look how much money he's got. He's got 2 flashes, an incendiary, a kit, a gun, and armor, and now he's got nothing. But still, 1 more rifle round in the tank from Noble, so round 5, very important for them.
Yeah, holding on to those 2 FAMASs kind of helps him out. Now Flom will be able to get the op out right away. But that was just such a clean take from SKDC, right? Just not losing a single member until they started chasing frags.
Yeah, that was sick.
So, I mean, that was just super dominant and almost a team ace. I mean, everyone kind of chipped in on that there from SKDC. Now they have their first point on the board. You see them just going default once again. It should be challenging a little bit here up and in, just pushing players back off the car and corner, just making sure it's clear. Flom staying aggressive, though, with this op, looking for someone to peek the corner. And Emong's got a counter flash set up to bail him out. They get the pick.
There it is. inVert, he decides the last round with his op. This time Flom says, I'll decide the round with mine. Gets that first kill at Banana, and it's going to be hard on Inferno. Going a man down on the T side. They're over at A. L's up in apartments. They're going to try to get that split going on. Smoke just dropped. I want to see where it went. They've smoked off the arch side, so that'll isolate Roa a little bit more. rob-wiz and Shots holding in the pit, and Ocean taking point as it goes up middle. And, they're going to... Is he going to push the smoke here? No, it will dissipate right now. They've got up to the brackets. There's a smoke dropping down, actually on arch. Roa barely flashed at all. And I like this set play. You can see that SKDC have pulled out the strat book, but unfortunately, strats and kills must come together. If you have a nice strat and no kills, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Roa completely busted that apart, just playing that archway, finding 3 kills on the round. Also, Flom with the initial pick, of course, at the beginning of the round with the AWP, and so they are able to kind of reset SKDC's money here a little bit and keep the op in the hands of Flom, who again will be playing B. Kind of odd to see the op playing B so much. The only other team I know that does this is Luminosity with Fallen. Many teams usually use that op in the archway and occasionally put it at B. But Flom, ever since he's had the op, which has only been 2 or 3 times, he's been B every single time thus far. So it's kind of an interesting, CT setup, I guess you could say.
A little, yeah, just a little against the grain of exactly what everybody does. And Flom watching it. I mean, they don't have a lot of utility to deal with an opper, so I don't know if it matters where you would put it. And Emong, he's going to need to do a bit. He does kill 1 and gets the other 2 very, very low. HP doesn't matter so much because Flom has an op. And he actually goes down. He was not peeking. He was trying to wait for his team, but he was still kind of holding the corner, and then they just push him 2 by 2 like that. Or I guess, yeah, whatever.
Wow.
Hades,
and a forced buy is
what
going
an
to
op
get
shot
SKDC
for
around
that.
here, it looks like. That,
and that's disastrous for Team Noble if they can't retake this, and it doesn't look like they will. Now just the 1-up. It's rob-wiz. Shoots Hades in the back. But Ocean finding the revenge. 2 for SKDC. Noble should have a buy, but it's not going to be a good one. You can see Shots at 1.4K. Everyone else could buy, but it would be sacrificing a lot of nades, no head armor, etc. But the op for Roa. Will he drop it over to Flom? Flom will actually go with the deagle, and I wonder if it's just because... Okay, Roa had the spawn for Car at B. He's going to get out. Is he going to get out aggressive with no armor? Oh, if there's nades. There's not. He misses the shot, but he will be able to escape with his life.
Yeah, so they keep putting that op at B. I mean, of course, he had the spawn to try to beat him there, and so I guess that was kind of the idea. And he doesn't get away without taking any damage, but doesn't find any picks either. And that's just crazy. SKDC wins a force by that last round. Now money's so tight on Noble. They lose here. They're going to be forced to save for sure, and that means SKDC can tie up the game early from the T side of Inferno. That is not a place you want to be, especially after what we saw on the last map where Noble really just didn't have any answers for SKDC. This is the deciding map, of course. The SKDC setting up a little bit default here, not really giving us any indication just yet on what they want to do. We do have shots that has played into the bedroom here, so Ellis could be in for a surprise if he's not careful. And Rob was right there as well at Boiler to do a bit of a crossfire. So they've controlled apartments on the CT side, denying that from SKDC, but Hades finds the pick at B.
Shots brought down L, so 4 on 4, but the B site is completely open. SKDC not moving too quickly, though. They're going to try to throw these smokes. That's the one that's going to drop in to CT. Flom is trying so hard to get himself in the site, but he gets shot down before he can make it, and they know emong behind the coils. Hades takes him out. Bomb to go down. Post plant for SKDC. 3 men up. Noble with only 2 for the retake. Naked 1 now. Op shot covered through the smoke. How unfortunate for shots. rob-wiz, though, gets into trash. 1 $900 frag onto FGB, but inVert takes him down with an op kill. 2 for him, and 2 in a row for SKDC, sending Noble and their economy down the toilet.
I mean, that's just big. I mean, Noble able to get apartments control. They even get the opening pick there. But, I mean, Hades responds, right? Just getting the pick at B. Finds a second entry on the B as well. Help FGB aiding in that. And SKDC, they finally forced a save on a Noble. So a great opportunity to go ahead and tie up this game now at 4-all. And, I mean, money's even going to be tight next round for Noble. Again, like, they probably... Well, no, I guess they'll still be able to afford 1 op, so that'll be okay. So they're pretty much full by next round, but it's still, you know, tough to allow a tie this early in the game like this.
Yeah, it is. That's going to hurt. And for what we've seen, I mean, SKDC seem to be able to pull out some pretty complex strats. I mean, they had that one at A, which showed a lot of promise, but they just weren't getting those kills. They smoked up, flash middle, took the control of top mid. Then from top mid, they used that as their staging area to set up smokes into arch and into library, but they missed the frag of the man over on the arch side. So we know that they've got stuff cooking to be able to take the A site, but they've looked really scary just running in. Doesn't matter through smoke or not into that B site and getting frags.
I mean, exactly. Look at the way they've been able to brute force this B bomb site. I mean, that's absolutely massive. Like, they've invested the op on that area 3 different times, and each time it hasn't even really found a kill. This time they won't have an op at all, so this rifle setup here. Playing 3 lane, boosting 1 up on top of the porch, so this is a variation that we can see on the A defense that could work out actually quite well. Shots kind of watching their back to make sure they can't push apartments. You have rob-wiz taking the initial peek, and then you have a player sitting on top of the porch as well. So if they do, in fact, attack lane, this could be great. But this means they're so far to rotate if a B hit comes in.
Yeah, so smoke goes down in middle, trying to detain those guys a little bit longer, eat some time off the clock, which is generally the goal of the CT side at both bomb sites. And look at emong, pop flash through, pushes the smoke into banana. He'll take that control back, killing both FGB and Hades. That is a massive play for emong.
It is, and it further sets up this triple stack at lane because now SKDC are deterred, and now they're going to try to work mid, and they could run into this and take a huge damage and just lose their round off this alone.
All right. So right up middle, a bit of a desperation play from SKDC, trying to get it done. They can only kill rob-wiz and Roa. 3 to survive. It's 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, just a big pop flash there to get emong in for 2 initial kills, and it also, like I said, it pushes SKDC into that triple lane setup that Noble had in place. So, I mean, just a really good round there from Noble across the board. A big win to get, but now they need to avoid their money being reset. They had to rebuy up a few guys here. Money is low. You could be right back to saving if you drop this one. But if they can win this one, they would push SKDC into a save. And that's when they can hopefully start snowballing some rounds and get the lead back. But it's going to come down to another B hole that they're going to have to put up.
And it's going to be another Molotov incendiary take here. Flom, though, holding a very first aggressive angle. Gets a Hades headshot through the boards. And the smokes will go down, so man advantage, and the smokes just start tumbling in. 3 more left up here on Team Noble, so they can kill a lot of time. SKDC going to move around and check their fortune over at the A site.
Exactly, and again, a nice aggressive play from Noble forces SKDC into a late A situation. Look, they have a double pit set up here, so that's very hard to break through if you're SKDC.
Aw, chicken. Poor chicken. Going down to the Molotov. It's a foreshadowing to what's going to go down on Thanksgiving to their turkey cousins.
What a great play there from SKDC.
Yeah, that was
Smoke to get the
sick.
boost.
And oh my gosh, FGB almost finding that kill, definitely buying enough time and assisting on the kill to shots. Roa gets one, but Ellis takes him down through one of the few spammable objects here in CSGO. Well, that box in the middle of A site. Al's going to back off from the default plant. He'll play up in pit. You got inVert in the site and a good old-fashioned 2-on-2 retake. Nice smoke use. Emong going to be forced to just walk on through it, and it's not actually being watched, so he's making a really nice play. Takes inVert down from behind the single box. They might see where that flash has come from. It's Els in pit. Els wins it with a 3K and a nice double to finish it off. We're tied back up at 5-5.
I mean, that's just a crafty play kind of SKDC to play themselves out of a tough spot. I mean, it's so hard to get past a double pit setup if you're going to try to attack lane, but they're able to use a smoke to boost on top of the porch, get into a ton of angle to where a pit can't really spot it, and they catch that rotator that was kind of playing back and forth between Moto and the pit. And then they're able to use that to work themselves in the site. And then Els, you know, coming up big there in the 1 versus 2 clutch to close out the round. Now it's tied back up, and Noble's money has been reset. So they will have to save this round. And that's going to give SKDC a chance to take a lead, you know, on this T side of Inferno. And that's certainly not a position you want to be in on this map. This is usually a double-digit CT side almost every single time, you know. So this is not a good start for Noble.
Yeah, no, it's not. And now they are in that situation where you can win one, you lose, you're stuck right into that buy-save rotation, and that makes your CT side so difficult. And SKDC, honestly, do look like the more seasoned team overall and also on this map. From what,
this was the same story on Overpass, right? Just continuously getting their money reset in the first half. Happening again here on Inferno so far.
So just 3 up right now. Just the pistols, trying to cause some damage or get a gun and a try to survive with it into the next round. rob-wiz does find one, but there's no way he's getting out of that situation. Flom still rotating up middle, and Hades, he's a patient man. He'll wait.
Yes, I'm curious what Noble will do to change things up. I mean, they still can't really afford not this round, so they have to go 4 or 5 rifles again. Excuse me, and even shots is going to be on just the FAMAS. And Flom, similar to Boat, I mean, he's going to have to, you know, just do pistol armor. Or no, he's going to get a Mag 7, so he's going to try to play up close on Banana with that Mag 7, see if he can find anything with it. So, see if, you know, it's able to pay off. As they are getting aggressive, they're going to get Flom into the sandbags. Emong kind of baiting the corner, but we're going to see a pretty early commitment to A here from SKDC. Finding these op picks.
God, he nearly got them both.
I thought he was. Well, I said picks instead of pick. My mistake.
It's okay. There are no mistakes, Dust. Only happy accidents. Can I get some Kappa Ross in the chat, please? It's Flom with the Mag 7. Oh, push through that smoke, says Flom. I'll take you all down. He's got 3. Would have had inVert, too, had he just shot. Oh, rip Chicken and rip Flom. inVert moving in with that P250 with a nice little one-tap. He's got that up now, adequately named the Cluck Stick. And he's clucked rob-wiz. He's clucked Emong.
Not like this.
Is he the Chicken Clucker? inVert cannot get the ace. Shots will take him down.
And that was just a really odd decision there from SKDC. I mean, there was still 1 minute and 15 seconds, I think, left on the clock, and they just had to force themselves through a smoke at Banana. I mean, you know you have Noble on a low buy because, you know, you reset their economy in the 9th round. Seems odd that you would force yourself through a smoke so early in the round when you know the other team's on a low buy. I mean, there's just no need for that type of commitment so early in the round. They pay for it.
Oh.
They play right into Noble's hands, basically.
Yeah, Team Noble's not upset. They're like, thank you, generous SKDC. As they definitely needed
right
that round. No, Emong peeking after he extinguishes the flames. I guess he was trying to shift over to their side. I don't know. FGB moving forward. He goes down. They spot this man. It's rob-wiz, only able to get the 1. inVert nearly had an ace and possibly the clutch in that last one. He will find a kill on this round, and Flom and Shots are like, nah, none of this. We're going to save our guns.
Hayes and FGB have been wreaking havoc on this B side of the map on gun rounds. I mean, yeah, sure, there was that previous round. They kind of forced themselves through a smoke, which was a mistake, and they give up a round quite easily to Noble, but then they come right back on a heavy execute, and they just overpower that B bomb site. They just keep out-trading over there. Again, they've only really fumbled it once over there out of the 4 or 5 times they've attempted it. And that's certainly bad news for Noble, as we're going to see their economy get reset again. And this time, they have really nothing to fall back on. They don't have any bank. So it's almost like they're forced to double save in the last 2 rounds of the game. Obviously, they're not going to.
Oh, love story up here in apartments.
I mean, again, they're not going to double save. They have to force buy at some point, but it's still going to be low buys the rest of the half for Noble.
Did you see the terrace and the CT cuddling in the apartments as the bomb exploded? That was sweet. Oh, God, Team Noble. Force buying in round 14.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, but why not just save and have a rifle round in round 15? How low is their money? I mean, they have a decent amount of nades, and they had like 2-3K.
Here's the thing. Even if they would have took a full save this round, next round they still wouldn't really have much of a buy, to be honest.
Like, really, but would you rather have 1 buy or 2 half buys? They're not equivalent. They're not equivalent.
They would have never had a full buy this half going forward. Like, they were going to have to force at some point. They decided to do it here and now. Grant, they would have had a little bit better performance by next round. Maybe you get some SMGs included, maybe a shotgun, maybe a couple of FAMASs, but it still wouldn't have been like a full buy.
All right, well, we'll see how it worked out for them. I imagine not very well. But hey, they did win the other one that they had a pretty low economy round on. But they did have a Mag 7, as Hades is just... He knows that someone wants to push down and shoot him in the back, as FGB will open up. There was a missed op shot, but FGB will not miss the shots onto shots. He finds the kill. Ellis moving up, but we'll switch over to Arch. rob-wiz is taking down Ocean. Looks like FGB is going to be doing some more work. In the site, he will find emong. Flom, the last one. And, well, he has a P250 and a Dream. We'll go and check in with Flom right now, and he gets clotheslined as he gets under the porch.
SKDC up 8-6, money tight from Noble. Again, just going to have to be on that force buy situation with upgraded pistols and armor here. That means SKDC another great opportunity to just keep pushing their lead in. And 9 rounds from the terror side of Inferno. That is a long road that Noble is going to have to travel to get back into the game at this point.
Yeah, so a little more utility and some kits and some flashes and smokes, but still not exactly what you'd want to see on your CT round here. Flom's going to go for the pop flash as the smoke dissipates, but there was no one there to really capitalize on it. Just throwing the flash, trying to keep Hades honest. And actually, Hades got help this time. FGB's down there. That smoke traveling over from the Arch side, so that must have been thrown by emong and or Roa. I believe it was actually Roa who threw it. Roa sees the missed shot, seizes the opportunity moving forward with the CZ, but running out of ammunition, can only find the one. He was very close to some more headshots. Ellis, wow, really nice. Brings down rob-wiz, 4-on-3 man advantage. Noble holding somewhat okay considering their weaponry, but somewhat okay is not good enough.
A good read from Ellis there to find that trade. Give SKDC a 4-on-3. They're going to go for a late D hit. Only one play there. That's going to be Flom with the deagle. He does find one headshot there, slowing it down a bit, but the rotate's still off a good ways. That means he has to kind of just forfeit the site, get in construction, and wait for his team to come through. But now he'll repeat with the deagle. He finds himself another one. Yeah, now a 2-on-2. This is actually winnable for Noble now.
Yeah, emong around into the garden already. That smoke just going to go down. Oh, and FGB! As the smoke blooms, he might have caught a glimpse of emong for a millisecond, or a couple hundred milliseconds. Still, that was pretty crazy. And he pulls out the op to get it done. FGB's really been impressing me tonight.
Yeah, he definitely had a good game on overpass with his entry work. I think he was a top fragger for his team in that map, and also, you know, stepped up when it was needed. Mirage to help get that victory, and he and Hades both just, you know, brute forcing the B-bomb site with their entries throughout this entire game as well. So, yeah, definitely a good series out of him thus far. Now we'll go into the second half where SKDC is up 9-6. Definitely putting Noble in a tough spot. And again, it was a situation where Noble had their economy reset 3 times throughout the first half. Very similar to what happened in Overpass in regulation. Almost the exact same situation, in fact. Except they also didn't win the pistol round on Mirage, so that made it even worse.
Yeah, so just waiting on... Oh, looks like someone's in the bathroom.
Yeah. Excuse me, it was my mistake. It was saying that it happened last map on Mirage, where they had their economy reset 3 times in the first half. That certainly hurts. And it also hurt that, you know, they try to use the op at B most of the time. Like I said, very similar to what Fallen does with Luminosity. It's a very uncommon way to play this map, where your op's usually archway. And it just didn't pay off, right? Like, you know, you're putting money into that investment of having the op, and then you're having it eliminated without it barely finding any frags. I think there was only like maybe 2 rounds out of the 6 or so times that SKDC hit B where Flom was able to get some kills with the op. So when you put that investment there and it doesn't pay off, that's bad news.
At this level of play, like, you can't really even get away with just putting an op into the same position every round, because good teams are going to realize, like, oh, the op's here, let's just take him out with, you know, move him around with flashes, smokes, or Molotovs, and we'll be able to kill him or isolate him or deal with them in some way.
Yeah, it's certainly
the op was just in B every round, and it was dealt with by SKDC just face rushing in and killing everybody on multiple rounds.
I mean, definitely more times than not, SKDC was pretty successful in entering that B bomb site.
All right, wow, battle in the archway right now. Goes 1 for 1, and 1 man left on each team. Was he going for the knife? Or was he just finishing the reload? Either way, inVert straight up punched him in the face. That's what it looked like. 3 on 3. FGB on the flank. Gets gooshed immediately down to 1 and somehow still wins out against Roa. That's a kill that you can't really afford to give up. So now a 3-on-2 retake. Kit on Ellis, who's still healthy. FGB gets another one on 1 HP. They know the last man shots is on Nubok. Second oranges, FGB. More like G-O-D, because this guy's a god.
3 kills with 1 HP. Certainly a nice showing there. Noble really needed that to kind of get back into this. Now SKDC could roll off to a 12-6 lead, and now they're on the CT side of Inferno. This is kind of spelling a lot of trouble for Noble.
A little awkward traffic there in CT spawn is Els. Actually, I don't know who the other one was blocking him up. And it will be Team Noble going through second mid.
They forced up Okay. Don't see that every day.
I can't see the ump anymore without thinking of Stanislaw after Sivo Land. He's nuts with that gun.
All I can think of is puns.
My lovely lady umps.
Oh, I was going to go for the baseball reference, but...
Oh, umpire? I got you going for. Sorry, I just can't stop thinking about Fergie.
It's all good.
Even still, after their relevance has been pretty far down there for a few years.
Yeah, so, I mean, buying up the ump didn't really work out, but it's okay. There's still plenty of money here to get the Galeals and the AKs out thanks to that first-round bomb plant. So this will be the first time SKDC's really tested, but they're totally prepared for it, right? They already have M4s on pretty much everyone except for Ellis, who has the ump. But they're still well-equipped for this situation. They are going to see Noble opening up pretty default. They're already putting some good pressure on Car and Sandbags, but Hades is avoiding it well. He has the smoke up as well, so it's kind of deterring Noble from trying to take control of that area, just leaving emong behind while the rest form up at mid as rob-wiz looks to get control of apartments, which has been given up. Pretty passive positions here from SKDC. They're already deep into Moto and Arch and Pit, not really contesting brackets at all.
So a couple Galeals here for Noble. They've got these smokes down. They've got the top main control. FGB, though, is waiting. They got 2 people actually looking down the highway to hell as the kills come in. Els with an ump. I don't even know if that was through the smoke or not. Maybe just before it went down. FGB with another one. This guy is just on point right now. Nearly finding a 3rd frag there. Els flashing. One very blind. Deals with them both with the spray transfer on the ump. And that's like the one SMG that actually has a reasonable amount of recoil still.
Yes, I mean, FGB and Els initially kind of just give up brackets. They play pretty passive over at Arch and Pit, but they eventually kind of come back up with some nice counter nades and are able to just blitz Noble. I mean, Noble never even able to get past that first level of mid. Didn't get a single kill. Just a flawless victory from SKDC. So the first buy from Noble completely tanks. Now they're back onto pistols. They're looking to do a B rush. Hades and Ocean ready for it. Already got 1 kill. Now an Incendiary comes up. They're going to run through it. Oh, man. The death. The destruction. The knife. Maybe even, no, never mind. It'll just be the P2K kill. But yeah,
let's get some
that's
Kakonas.
Back-to-back flawless victories for SKDC.
Let's get some Kakonas in the chat for Ocean. As it's 13-6. Another buy coming out for Noble. Up onto Flom, but it's Glass Cannon.
Not looking good, bro.
No, it's not. It's really not. I mean, maybe there's a chance, but
this is Noble's real last chance, to be honest. I mean, they're going to get max loss bonus, so they'll get 3,400 coming in next round, but that's still not really a good buy. Like, it's going to be a pretty low buy situation next round if they don't win this or get some kills or a bomb plant. So, one of their last real efforts on a full buy.
And they're still taking it slow. They got 2 for the top of banana control for Noble right now. And Emong does get 1. Ocean before that, though, took out Roa 4-on-4. And this is a map where that can heavily favor the terrorist side. So Noble have done well to go 1 for 1. Shots is going to try to peek into this. Ellis is actually, I think he was in the process of throwing a nade.
They pulled the rotation they wanted 2 here, so they got 2 at B, 2 at A. They have 3 to work up A. Only Ellis, the defender's FGB, is holding back to kind of keep his eye on apartments.
Oh,
Gets caught,
Flom,
so this is really good news for Noble.
And, they're going to wrap. Invert is going to take his gun out. He posts up on that coil. It's a hard shot, but if people actually walk into an angle that you can see, it is a very powerful position. And look what happens. Flom, though, wow, answers back with just as nice as a shot. And now Ocean posted up here under the little balcony over to Trash and now to the grill. 1 in construction. Ocean going to hear those footsteps of Flom. 2-on-2 in the B site. rob-wiz will push through and deal with that one. And rob-wiz flicking that spray over to Banana has the right idea. That is actually where FGB is. And I think if there's anyone you want in a 1v2 right now, it's probably FGB. But it doesn't matter when Flom's hitting op shots like this.
Yeah, plus they saw that flash come in. Like, FGB threw his flash when Ocean was still alive to kind of help him out. But Ocean died, and then they caught where the flash was coming from. So able to perfectly position themselves in that 2 versus 1 post plant to secure the round, and really well done. I mean, Emong was kind of the key to trigger everything, getting that pick, forcing the rotation, allowing Noble an easier route out of mid, and then also being able to catch L's at Arch like that for free really helped them get back into the round. SKDC,
I've made a mistake.
Still plenty of bank.
I've made a mistake, Dust.
What?
I followed a smoke.
Oh,
and
no.
we're stuck. No.
No. Well, I'll try to do my best here to
Radio.
let you know what's going on. So Roa able to get the opening pick onto Hades, playing aggressive at Banana. This forces 2 players to rotate here. Invert and Els have given up on A. Okay, we're good. FGB alone at A, but Invert's made it back here, and things will kind of settle as Noble do have a 5-on-4.
I thought they fixed the getting stuck on smokes thing. I don't understand, dude. Can I just throw out there that GoTV is a massive turd?
That's like one of the biggest bugs we still have in CS:GO is getting stuck on smokes.
That's a feature. So we've got L's. Actually, let's go over to A. I don't know why Auto Director is still sitting at B right now when it's all happening at A. rob-wiz out of the apartments. Haven't dealt with FGB yet, but he does now go down, and he doesn't cause really any damage. Shots gets that frag. Bomb to be planted here, and Noble doing pretty well for themselves in the last couple of rounds, looking like a very solid one here. Might not even lose a player, and do they want to try to chase the guns that L's and Oceans have back in construction?
I mean, it's just these last couple of rounds in a row, Noble's been able to get that pick at B. They're forcing that rotation off of A. They're lightening up the defense on that side of the map. They're taking full advantage of it, and it's allowed them to kind of dig themselves out of a hole where they had a low economy. That certainly doesn't help, as one player's going to have to rebuy. But they finally have SKDC's money low enough to force them to take a save. And that could mean that they can get to 9, at the very least, before they'll have to face, like, true opposition, so to speak. So that's good. I mean, they're obviously starting to, you know, make their way back into this game, little by little.
They are indeed. SKDC, though.
Fine.
Buying again.
Tried to buy up here, yeah.
Yeah, still with a decent round.
It'll be the next round that we got to look out for. Was a round off.
Let's see. Flom's been dangerous. They're going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. I mean, which is pretty much when you're on the CT side is just don't peek into ops. Play passive angles. Or don't play angles at all. Just set up on some crossfires. Oh, Hades. Oh, so close. Oh, he actually got it!
Oh, man, that's
so sick. I was actually trying to do that today in a pug, and I just couldn't get it done.
And why that's big is because Noble finally lose an initial battle at B for the first time in 3 rounds. That happens, and that means that's all the difference. It gives SKDC the main advantage this time around.
Yeah, you can't even call that one a battle, right? Just, the guy has no idea what happened. Emong's probably like, hello?
very rarely do you see the kill come from that side. Like, if anything, the log boost gets the guy in the back. Like, it's very rare you see someone run back there and grab a kill on someone. So, cool stuff.
All right, so Team Noble, man, they are bruised and battered right now. Flom, though, still trying to fight. He's got 2 HP. Shots gets 1 as they push through the smoke on their rotation. Both these guys coming up from Moto, and Shots with another one. 2K for him. These guys, 9 HP combined. Hades. I mean, this is certainly a clutchable round. He gets hit in the dome with, I think it was, maybe it was the smoke that hit him. I thought it was the flash. Either way, it wasn't blind. Takes out one, takes out the other. And op shot misses, and it's so hard to win battles when you have 1 HP.
Yeah, I mean, the first bullet Hades gets out, gets you, and I mean that was a decent effort though from Noble. Like they were able to wrap around Arge. Flom was getting picks inside pit with the op, and they were giving themselves a real chance to win that one. But Hades in the end, 1 versus 2 against 2 players with very low HP, able to secure it. They also had that opening pick at B, which was massive because they had a couple of rounds where they were losing the exchanges at B, and now they solidify one, and that puts a point on the board and. They're just a couple of rounds away from victory. Noble, plenty of money though. They've won the last couple of rounds in a row before that, so they had some money in the bank here.
Sounds like a rap song. I got that money in the bank. Money, money in the bank.
Excuse me, can you tell me what rap song that is?
No, I said it sounds like a rap song. Oh. I was freestyling, Dust.
Oh, okay. You want to drop a freestyle right now?
I'm not. I am not Jordan Nothing Gilbert. All right. Get Jordan Nothing Gilbert on here.
Well, you can be Jordan Gilbert and freestyle, and I'll be Michael Lilly and beatbox for you.
I'm okay. I think we will fail considerably.
Yeah, but the failure could still be entertaining.
No, it won't. Someone's gonna record that.
Oh yeah, that's odd shot.
It's gonna get on the internet. Yeah. That's gonna be a problem for me.
Oh man, all publicity is good publicity, right?
To a point. As I'm assuming this is tactical. Tac, yes, he says it.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big round for Noble because this is their big full buy. You lose this, SKDC goes to map point, and you don't really have much money to work with to try to go for overtime at that point. So this is the critical round.
It is indeed, and let's see what happens. I mean, we talk about. All the time, the power of these tactical pauses recently at a lot of these LANs. Let's see if it transfers to online as well, because Team Noble certainly need it. SKDC now at 14, 1 more obviously putting them on match point. Emong and Roa still working over, and it seems like this pause has sent Noble a little more focused into the apartments. They've cleared it out pretty systematically, and let's see how they work forward from this position.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely put a lot of emphasis on that this time around for the first time, really, this game. And, they do get shots, and rob-wiz in position. Bomb's been dropped over there as well. Emong and Roa still trying to test the waters at B, trying to see if they can't find something, force that rotate that they want. Bert dancing around with the op. He actually does back off a bit towards B. I'm not sure what's caused them to do this. Maybe just checking real quick. But, I mean, there's just smoke up. There's nothing he can do with the op from this position. Does decide to go back over towards Arch, but it is Noble setting up for a B hit, and inVert is cheating towards you already. They're relying on this double pit setup. And Ellis is going to go check brackets as well. When he gets this information, it might even help further get the rotate.
Look at inVert, though. He's so close. There's basically 3 and B already. Ocean's still up, fighting, spraying, missing some shots. I don't know what Auto Director's thinking going over to Ellis. inVert up on the coils. Gets 2 with 1 bullet and finishes off shots with a headshot. And that just completely fell apart. Noble taking so long. I mean, they start off the round like doing something different, going into apartments and getting control on that side of the map, and then they all just transfer on back, load up like a pinball in a pinball machine to go into B, and then it just gets absolutely shut down.
Yeah, because, I mean, inVert cheats over, and they go into a double pit setup right off the bat. And then on top of that, Ellis eventually steps up and clears brackets, and that allows inVert to be even more confident that he can stay in his position and cheat over to B early. And when you're applying no pressure to A, that can happen, basically. And so now we have SKDC at map point. They already have an opening pick here at B. Hades, again, winning one of those duels at B to open off a round and give SKDC an initial 5-on-4. And Noble, again, we talked about it. That was their last full buy. It didn't work. They're on a very, very low econ situation here. Just a couple of Galeals and upgraded pistols, a little bit of utility. Seems like they want to set up for a heavy A-split, but they're going to face a double pit setup. That's so hard to get past.
Yeah, Els will have to move, but FGB, oh my gosh, throws the Molotov. It's such a perfect time, and it's Els from inside the pit who actually gets the frag onto shots, but I really like that incendiary. And another one's even going to go down, this time FGB. It looks like they kind of realized where he was based on the trajectory of the incendiary, but it didn't matter. FGB still gets that kill. He'll go down. Nice shot from Emong, but Els immediately on the trade out, and that's that. It is done. 16-8, and Dust, you win the Pick'em challenge here for Inferno, because you said 16-9, and by the Price is Right rules, you were the closest.
Yeah, I mean, the first map, such a close battle, right? So
yeah,
back and forth, went to 2 overtimes. Very, very crazy. But both these last Mirage and Inferno, just complete dominant displays from SKDC, predicated on the fact that they had great T-sides in the first half both times, which was further aided by the fact that they just continuously, on both Mirage and Inferno, in the first half, able to reset Noble's economy, 3 different times throughout the half, and really just keep them on low buys almost through and through. And then you kick off the second half on this game, and it's the fact that as SKDC in the first half was able to win all their battles at B for the most part and get entries onto the site and get confident and solid B takes, when you flip sides, Hades, the majority of the time, was able to get the initial pick and get these very, very quick 5-on-4s. And that's further, gives them an advantage, and that's pretty much it. Just dominant performances there from SKDC. What can you say?
Yeah, I mean, I can say that I'm very impressed with what FGB has had to offer. That was the first time I've got to see him play. I mean, I've known about him. I've seen him on Twitter and knew that he was kind of coming up through the scene, but that was the first time I've cast a match he was in, and that was really good stuff. inVert also had some crazy rounds. He had the ace.
Yeah, that's big.
The ace 1v4 on Overpass. Like, that was insane. Els is really good. Chat was super upset that Els was playing. You can talk to chat about it. They're a bit ridiculous sometimes. Even Hades had some standout rounds. And Ocean, right? Like, when's the last time Ocean had, like, multiple 3Ks on every map tonight, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's certainly unexpected to see. Those 2 guys are usually guys who really suffer, getting numbers. And tonight they did get good numbers. Meanwhile, you had Shots, playing for Noble, who really struggled tonight. And I think you brought up a good point. Like, inVert, I was kind of wondering if he was going to be able to fill Wabbit's shoes, because, Wabbit was like a big opera for this team.
Was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he and Desi were kind of carrying this team, before the roster changes happened, before Desi goes to Winter Fox and Wabbit goes to the 3s up. When they were being successful, is because those 2 guys were going off. And so you have inVert coming in. And, I mean, I always thought that he was an up-and-coming opera in the AC just because of how good he looked when he was playing with what was Coast before that team just broke apart in a crazy situation. He's been kind of one of the guys I've kept an eye on. That's been a pretty decent opera in the pro scene. Obviously, there's a lot of names ahead of him on the list, but I mean, I think he's certainly been somewhat impressive, and tonight he certainly looked good for SKDC to win this game.
All right, guys. Well, that's it tonight from North American StarLadder Series 14. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit us up on Twitter. I'm Helium. You can get me at HeliumBrella, and Dust here at Dust Murray. Our Twitters are in the stream title, so check it out, and we will see you next time. So happy Thanksgiving, and of course, happy spatchcocking.